submits full list of NHI's registrants to Supreme Court. Ghana Armed Forces poised to maintain peace in this year's elections. And French and Spanish leaders opposed to EU negotiating potential membership for Scotland. GBC24 and GTV. My name is Yoko Papucheni. Welcome.
My name is Micheline Taka. To help us with the sign language is Clement Sam.
How's the news in detail? President John Mahama says his administration is set to implement the next phase of an elaborate development agenda which began with the rollout of much needed infrastructure for economic takeoff.
As he inspected projects in the Ashanti region and interacted with the people, Mr. Mahama drew attention to the social contract inherent in democratic culture, saying new projects are palpable evidence he has kept faith with the people. Napoleon took it to the floor.
President John Mahama has stormed Kumasi, capital of the Ashanti region, which has remained opposition stronghold for some time. Nonetheless, Ashanti has produced the third highest tally for the governing NDC in all elections. The sheer population size of the region has meant that securing at least 30% of votes in the region would translate as a huge political undercade for the NDC. In the election of this year, the party says it targets no less than 1 million votes in Ashanti, which will enable it to stamp authority pull a clear victory. The president is using his accounting to the people tour nationwide to tell the story about his stewardship. In Kumasi, he visited the Central Mosque at Asawase, a constituency the NDC has always won. He said government has placed before Parliament for approval budget for the construction of the Abuabu drainage, which will be critical in containing floods. Ahead of that, some works have taken place in the constituency, particularly in road repairs and a new market. The president stopped at some point on his inspection tour to address the crowd that had milled around him. The president's convoy moved to one of the hotspots in the Garden City, at which he inspected the new Kejetia market. Construction is scheduled to be completed by the end of this year. The physical structure in place now is supposed to be the first phase of a project which will straddle 3 phases. This incorporated the proposal for modernization of the Kumasi Central Market. Kumewu in the Setra From Plains district was the president's next port of call. A district hospital is being constructed at Kumewu, a replica of the new Dodowa Hospital in Greater Accra he recently inaugurated. The 120-bed hospital will have 4 operating theaters. Similar hospitals are being constructed at Kwewu Abetifi, Chifopraso, Bekwai, Tepa, among others. Said without infrastructure, social intervention programs such as the National Health Insurance Scheme cannot be effectively implemented.
Hospital ejuma ye yabehwe senior ejuma ni siko na wo hwe a contractor for omo kanye omo ho yi pa na omo ahye se bedu se afi be wie de na nyame adom the hospital na esi ho a eche se ayefwe a ye be bia no nti we ye mini hospital. Say bibia wo hia bia ebi wo ha a je say ema ebewo ene yi enkwada surgery bibia ye operation ye be ensia ene wo ha
It was well into the night by the time he got to Piase near Ejuso to cut the sod for work to begin on the new site for Kumasi Polytechnic. Piase will then become the main campus of K Poly, with the current campus as the city campus. It is among 6 out of the 10 polytechnics being converted into technical universities. The government says the move forms the basis of linking academic curricula to the needs of industry and to curtail graduate unemployment. Modeled after the German system, the president hopes the technical universities will provide the formula for speedy national development where well-equipped manpower. Kumasi Polytechnic has shown the way by manufacturing an electronic vehicle. From Kumasi, Napoleon Atukitu reporting.
We'll be back after this short break. Please stay on. Thanks for staying on. The Deputy Power Minister, Mr. John Jinapor, says his ministry is sourcing funding to extend electrification to 3 communities in the Tano North constituency of the Bunahafo region. He explained to the country's lawmakers that the projects to be undertaken at Asin, Atudrubisa, and Esiode are part of an electrification project in the Eastern, Central, Ashanti, and Bunahafo regions.
The ministry is yet to secure financing, following which the necessary approvals will be obtained to allow for the implementation of the project. Mr. Speaker, the remaining communities, namely Kano Ano, Dubi, and Aguna, do not form part of any of the ongoing electrification projects currently being undertaken by the ministry. The communities will be considered when the next phase of electrification project is being designed.
The Electoral Commission has submitted to the Supreme Court the full list of voters who use the National Health Insurance Scheme NHIS card as a form of identification to register onto the electoral roll. The court, at its last sitting, gave the Electoral Commission a 6-day ultimatum, which ended on Wednesday, to furnish it with a list of all those who registered on the electoral roll using the card. At that same sitting, the court also directed the Commission to submit in writing detailed steps and modalities it will adopt to delete the names of all undesirable persons from the voters' register. The Supreme Court in May asked the Electoral Commission to expand from the current voters' register the names of all persons who registered and voted in the last general elections using the NHIS card. Abu Ramadan and Evans Nimakon won the lawsuit barring the use of NHIS card for registration. In that lawsuit, the two, among other things, wanted the current register declared inappropriate for the November polls. The EC, after studying the ruling, said its understanding did not suggest the use of any new process to delete the names of those who registered using the NHIS card. It was this interpretation by the EC that sent Abu Ramadan back to the Supreme Court for a clarification of the ruling. Initially, the EC submitted just a copy of the list and was asked by the acting registrar of the Supreme Court, Mr. James Mensah, to add 9 more copies to bring the total to 10 as officially required. The Supreme Court will Thursday, 30th June, sit on the case.
The Chief of Defense Staff, Air Marshal Michael Samson Oje, says the Ghana Armed Forces is poised to maintain peace before, during and after the November elections. He gave the assurance when he met editors at the International Press Center in Accra.
The November 7 polls is the 6th general election to be held in the country. As preparations get underway to ensure free and fair elections, various institutions, including the security agencies, continue to work towards maintaining peace before, during, and after the elections. To this effect, there have been series of engagements between the security agencies and stakeholders. This time, The Chief of Defense Staff, Air Marshal Michael Samson Oji, met with the executives of the Ghana Journalists Association and editors to discuss ways to preserve peace in the country. The president of the GJA, Mr. Afel Modi, said both the Ghana Armed Forces and the media have a role to play.
We have a responsibility not to rock the boat or to imperil the peace of this nation. And it means telling our stories in such a way as to prevent conflict. Because once conflict starts, no one knows the magnitude it will assume or how it will end. We should think through the consequences and weigh the implications of whatever we say on air or whatever we write in the print media.
Air Marshal Michael Samson Oji said the Ghana Armed Forces is closely monitoring activities in the country and will maintain peace at all times.
The temperature of the campaign is about getting higher and higher. The armed forces is ready and it's ready to do all it takes to keep this country together. I can assure you it will not descend into any chaos. If it does, we shall apply the right antidote.
He advised members of the various political parties to make peace their watchword as they mount the campaign platforms.
Management of the Ghana Water Company Limited has called on the Municipal Assembly in the catchment area of the Wager Dam to ensure that people who live and have built in the buffer zone evacuate Wager, Tetegu and Oblogo are among communities around the dam affected by the recent spillage. The residents say their homes were flooded and property destroyed.
According to the Ghana Water Company Limited, there has been a steady increase in the level of water in the dam due to the onset of the rains. This necessitated the opening of the spill gate. Prior to the spillage, residents in the catchment area were urged to evacuate. However, some ignored the warning. Most of the housing projects that were at the foundation level were totally submerged. Residents whose property were destroyed complained that the alert issued by the Ghana Water Company was untimely. Most of them said they had nowhere to relocate to.
We'll be complaining that the overflowing of that bridge and the way he's been opening the dam is not in that form. They have to take it easy when doing it. He's not taking it. So when the river is overflowing down here, though it do affect down here, there's got some entrance here. When it's overflowed, you pass through the entrance, before you enter and damage so many people's houses down here.
Even he has spoiled my machine. My brother machine has spoiled my machine, and a lot of my product have been spoiled. So I will pray with the government to at least see to it that anytime he's opening the dam, we can inform us early so that we can know how we are going to prepare ourselves.
The communications manager of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Mr. Stanley Marte, said the only way to save the dam from possible collapse is to spill out excess water.
The course of the river is supposed to have a buffer zone where no matter the level of the reservoir, it wouldn't impact on anybody. It wouldn't have any effect on anybody. But what we see now is that people have encroached on the buffer zone. People have gone even into the river, the course of the river. It is not within our mandate. It's within that of the municipal assembly to make sure that people do not build in the buffer zone.
The company has over the years worked with city authorities to have all unauthorized structures near the dam pulled down, but this has yielded little success.
The Foreign Affairs Minister of Equatorial Guinea, Mr. Agapito Mbamukar, has declared his intention to contest for the position of chairperson of the African Union Commission. The chairperson is elected by the AU Executive Council and appointed by the Assembly for a 4-year term. Mr. Agapito is in the country to seek President Mahama's endorsement.
We strongly believe on Africa united. We believe on Africa that work in solidarity. We believe on Africa that cares. And therefore, this push is something that we are bringing. How will we do it differently? I think that we have to do, first of all, a serious thinking into the organization that we have. Do we have a structure that will permit the integration today? I would like to have that debate at the level of ministers, at the level of experts, and if possible, with the heads of state. I give you an example. Today, for the election of the president of the African Union Commission, sometime we talk about region. This one come from CSA region, this one come from SADC, this one come from ECOWAS. I think these criteria should finish because these are something that we inherited from the colonial era. This structure, they divide us, they don't unite us.
The Ghana Blind Union is appealing to government to assist blind persons to have access to information in Braille, audio and large print format. At a media briefing in Accra, members of the union said access to information for the visually impaired is limited because provision in the copyright law make it impossible for published works to be converted into other formats.
Currently, provision of reading materials in inaccessible formats presents a barrier to the learning process for the visually impaired in the country. The Marrakesh Treaty, adopted in 2013, supports the objectives of approved inclusive education policy, which allows educational institutions to adapt to the needs of special learners like visually impaired persons. However, the treaty is yet to be ratified to create the opportunity for the visually impaired to access information in adequate handy formats. The Executive Director of the Ghana Blind Union, Dr. Peter Obinga-Samoa, urged government to speed up efforts to ratify the Marrakesh Treaty.
These blind and partially sighted and persons who are reading disabled and persons who cannot read and print disabled or whatever, we are all citizens of the land and we all have a right to information and we all need information to progress. Please, we've waited long enough. The time has come to ratify the Marrakesh Treaty.
The treaty, when ratified, will also acknowledge the legitimate commercial interests of publishers and authors. Countries that are signatories to the treaty could also exchange materials in accessible formats for the visually impaired.
Adisadel College are the winners of the 2016 Maths and Science competition. This is the first time the school has won the competition since it began in 1993. Adisadel swept aside Infantipim and Opokuwari Senior High Schools at the finals to grab the ultimate prize. Adisadel also received the Professor Irama Adi Prize for the most outstanding team.
It has been months of exciting, thrilling and nervous moments for competing schools in this year's Maths and Science quiz. The 21st edition of the competition featured 134 schools, with 3 schools sailing through to the finals. Adisadel College took the lead from the onset of the competition, whilst Infantipim Senior High School and Opokuwari Senior High School followed in the second and third positions, respectively.
6 and y equals 2.
Yes. Throughout the various rounds, the contest remained keen, with just a point or two separating the 3 competitors. Intelligence and speed were at play.
Yes, Esube.
Hexin.
That's incorrect. Yes, Victor.
We have 3 methyl hexene.
No. Yes, which of you? Nuruddin.
Heptene.
You're right.
The twists and turns happened in the final round of 5. Adisadel proved the most formidable side.
Infantipim School has 37 points. Opokuwari School has 38 points. Adisadel College has 44 points.
For their prize, Adisco took home a trophy and 40,000 Ghana cedis. Their tutors took 15,000 cash prize, while the winning team grabbed 15,000 cedis cash. 30,000 Ghana cedis went to the first runner-up school, Opokuwari SHS. Their tutors and contestants received 10,000 Ghana cedis each. The second runner-up, Mfantipum Senior High School, had 20,000 Ghana cedis. 5,000 Ghana cedis went to each of the contestants and the tutors. The 6 semi-finalists were also rewarded with cash prizes and souvenirs from sponsors. Salima Sumali of Ghana National College and Isaac Mensah of Addis Ababa College picked the most outstanding male and female students of the competition respectively. They each took home $600 plus souvenirs. Addis Ababa also grabbed the Professor Irama Adi Award for being the most outstanding team in the competition, receiving 2,000 Ghana cedis.
We're taking a short break. Business is next.
Hello again, it's Wednesday. Let's get update from the world of business. My name is Morris Ogbete. Now, Chinese ambassador to Ghana, Madame Su Guanghong, says Beijing would ensure Chinese investors put resources to transform the savannah zone of Ghana into an economic hub. She, however, asked Ghana government to address the land tenure challenges to facilitate investment into the sector. The Chinese ambassador was speaking at the Ghana-China Economic and Trade Cooperation Forum in Accra.
The volume of trade between Ghana and China in 2015 was about $6 billion, indicating the level of economic cooperation between the two nations. The Ghana-China Economic Cooperation Forum focuses on particular areas of economic ties between the two states. This year's forum was on agricultural modernization with particular attention to the savannah zone of Ghana. The Sada zone, according to experts, has a lot of resources that, if well harnessed, would create employment opportunities for many. The vision of government is to make the Sada zone the food basket of the country. The chairman of the Savannah Accelerated Development Authority, Mr. Sule Adam, said the authority has formulated the right policies to make investment in the zone thrive.
This is what Sada has been engaged in doing since February, to make sure that we can put together a 5-year master plan, which is within the context of the National Development Planning Commission. It's about planning, it's about having a good vision, it's about having the game changers and knowing what they are, it's about building and developing capacity of individuals and entrepreneurs. Then you can look at the funding or financing aspect.
Chinese ambassador to Ghana, Madame Su Guanghong, outlined a number of measures government needs to put in place to attract investment into the agricultural sector.
The land issue is always an issue of headache for the outsider investors because the lands here, the system is quite complicated. And also we wish that the government can make some efforts to streamline the procedure of approving the investment, have some one-stop office that can provide facilities to investment.
Directors at SADA are hopeful the dream behind the initiative will materialize.
And still in business, the Ghana Revenue Authority exceeded its 2015 target by 2.9%. It also set a target of 28.86 billion Ghana cedis in 2016. At the IMF International Seminar on Tax Policy Administration, the Finance Minister Seth Terkper said, to achieve revenue target, there is the need for the tax net to be widened to include the informal sector of the economy.
It is estimated that the informal sector employs about 80% of Ghanaians, who are mostly outside the tax net. Bold changes in Ghana's tax administration played a key role in improving the country's revenue mobilization and overall fiscal health. Prior to 1986, revenue mobilization was embedded in the civil service until steps were taken to strengthen revenue administration in Ghana. At the IMF International Seminar on Tax Policy Administration Topical Trust Fund, TPATTF, a representative of the IMF Steering Committee, Madam Catherine Barr, said a key challenge for tax administration in developing countries is the modernization of tax administration to operate effectively in the complex global system. The Finance Minister, Mr. Sektekwe, said a simplified tax system can help address the challenges of voluntary compliance.
Our tax performance currently at around 17-18% is not bad. That is, among what Kenya and other countries which have relatively good tax systems like ourselves, also have. But obviously, as you become a middle income country and as more demands come, and even if you are a developing country, as more developmental efforts, particularly poverty alleviation and this, we want to bring along, our citizens who are low income and the rest, then you need to intensify your tax efforts.
He added that governments need sufficient tax revenue to finance the spending required by public service and underwrite investment and development.
Still Business Live on GBC24. Now, Ghana has signed a 37.5 million euro credit facility agreement with the French Development Agency for the Kumasi Roads and Drainage Extension Project. Signing the agreement, a Deputy Minister for Finance, Mrs. Mona Korte, expressed Ghana's commitment to the bilateral agreement between Accra and Paris.
Over the years, the French Development Agency has concentrated its operations on major economic infrastructure development projects in the country, particularly in the telecommunications, transport and energy sectors. Currently, the agency's attention is more specifically on urban development, including potable water supply, energy and financial institutions. The 37.5 million euro concessional loan facility agreement with the Alliance Française de Développement for the Kumasi Roads and Drainage Extension Project is intended to see the completion and upgrading of major road and drainage infrastructure in Kumasi. It will also finalize works on the two projects financed by the AFD, that is, the Oforikrom Asokwa Bypass and the Lake Road, as well as the second urban environmental and sanitation project. This is expected to reduce vehicular traffic in the said areas and improve development in the region. The facility will also see to the completion of a 31-meter Abu Abu storm drain. The French ambassador to Ghana, Francois Pujolas, said France will support Ghana in her quest to provide quality development for Ghanaians.
The next deadline will be 30th of June next year, when the first disbursement shall take place. The objective is to contract with one single contractor for the works and with a technical advisor before the end of the year, so that the works can actually commence early next year. I'm looking forward to the commissioning ceremony.
A Deputy Minister for Finance, Mrs. Mona Korte, was optimistic the Kumasi Roads and Drainage Extension Project would improve the quality of life within Kumasi and its satellite towns.
The agreement, Your Excellency, is a concessional loan facility with a grant element of 39.67%. Today's commitment is therefore very welcome, since it will assist the government of Ghana in meeting some of the identified infrastructure needs of the people of Kumasi.
The first disbursement of the loan is expected in June 2017, and that will mark the commencement of work on the project, designed to be completed in 24 months.
Let's go to the interbank market, where the cedi lost 3 pesos to the pound sterling to sell at 5 cedis 22 pesos. It, however, maintained its value to the US dollar to trade at 3 cedis 92 pesos. We also bring you latest price of gold, cocoa and oil on the international commodities market. In insurance news tonight, the Ghana Insurers Association, in collaboration with the Accra Sub-Metro Directorate of the Ghana Education Service, has launched an insurance club for schools. The president of the association, Ivan Averire, said the move is to educate the first and second cycle schools on insurance matters and increase insurance penetration.
Ghana Insurers Association, GIA, is the trade association of all insurance and reinsurance companies licensed to transact insurance business in Ghana. With a membership of 23 life insurance companies, 26 non-life and 4 reinsurance companies, GIA believes that insurance is a way of life and plays a critical role in the lives of individuals, businesses and organizations. The need to work with stakeholders to increase awareness among Ghanaians about insurance and its importance necessitated the formation of the insurance clubs in schools. The Kanda cluster of schools is the first school to form the insurance club. The circuit supervisor of the school, Mr. Israel Mate, said it is imperative to incorporate insurance education into the school curriculum.
At this young age, we inculcate in them the knowledge of insurance and its relevance to themselves and society.
The Deputy Commissioner of Insurance, Mr. Simon Nero Davo, advised the pupils to educate their parents on the importance of insurance and the need to sign on to educational policies for them. The president of the Ghana Insurers Association, Mr. Ivan Abubakar Averire, said through this initiative, the importance of insurance policies would be reinforced and maximum compliance would be achieved.
Coming to the basic schools and then the SSS schools, we are going to catch them young in order that when these people accept insurance, and like we have said, the motto is what? Insurance for all by 2040. We are going to work on this consistently for the next 20 years or more.
GIA hopes to cover all 10 regions by 2020 and all Ghanaians insured by 2040. To achieve this, the Insurance Awareness Group plans to embark on a 3-year campaign using the youth as agents to educate people on insurance policies.
And that was Insurance News brought to you by SIC Live. The news continues.
Good evening, let's talk sports. I'm Theophilus Sampa. A 10-day fencing development program has been held at Boko in the Upper East region. The aim was to stress the need for peace before, during and after the upcoming general elections. Fencing, also called Olympic fencing, is a sport in which two competitors fight using rapier-style swords, winning points by making contact with their opponent. Ghana, the sport was officially outlawed in April 2013. Since then, the sport has been growing steadily in some parts of the country. But to get more youth involved in the sport, the executives of the Ghana Fencing Federation, led by its president Mohamed Mahadi, has visited the Upper East region. It was to introduce the sport to the youth in the region as well as sensitize them on the need to preserve the prevailing peace in the country as the country goes to the polls. There was a competition between the schools in the regions to climax the event. Officials said they have identified talent that can rub shoulders with members in the national team.
To see that there is a lot of talent there, I was really surprised to see what we've witnessed there, because we have we've discovered a lot of talent. And to my surprise, that we had ladies, about 6 ladies that we have identified that they can move straight to the national team. When they accelerate, you would never believe that within the 1-week training they were able to do what they're doing.
The youth are all out for the program, and it will actually bring absolute peace, because as the devil find. People have talent and it is wasting there. So if those president is able to coach those people and they come back, in fact, peace will prevail in the area.
Ghana is currently ranked 40th in the world. A UK-based cycling instructor from the International Cycling Federation, Mr. Richard Shepherd, has praised 20 of Ghana's cycling coaches who are benefiting from a Level 1 technical course in Accra. He has tipped cycling in the country to be the next big sport in the coming years. The first Level 1 technical course for Ghanaian cycling coaches will end on Thursday, June 30. As part of the assessment program, the 20 coaches were made to show some of the things learned during the theoretical session. The course instructor, a UK-based UCI expert, Mr. Richard Shepherd, said he expects the sport to grow in the near future.
We've done all the practical and the theory throughout the last 10 days, and now we're going through the tests. We're checking, see if the coaches have learned and developed as riders, and everybody seems to be doing quite well today. I'm really pleased. I think the enthusiasm is the best. Usually people have just come in to tick a box, to say that they're a coach. These people want to be coaches. They want to learn, they want to develop. So I'm really taken with that. I think that's a really good sign for the future for Ghana. I think we could say that nearly all these coaches are going to be good Level 1 coaches, but it's not enough. They need to get further training, further support, further development, so that when I come back, they can actually move up to the next level. So they've started off brilliantly. It's all very, very positive and very good now, but without that further injection of knowledge, they're not going to go as far as they want to go. So we do need to keep this going. Now the momentum started, we need to take it to a new level.
Certificates will be presented to participants that pass. Defending champion Serena Williams has reached the second round of the ongoing Wimbledon Championship with a 6-2, 6-4 win over Switzerland's Amira Sadikovic. Andy Murray also swept past British wildcard Lehman broadly 6-2, 6-3, 6-4 in the opening round.
Well, in the health segment, the human body gets its nutrients from food. But if you cannot meet your vitamin needs as a result of a poor diet, then the option will be dietary supplements. However, its usage has become an issue since people abuse these supplements. The health team visited a pharmacy to find out whether people seek medical advice prior to the purchase of dietary supplements.
There are 13 essential vitamins, including vitamins A, C, D, E, and K and B vitamins. Basic needs like calcium, iron, vitamin C, magnesium, and protein, just to name a few, should come from the foods we eat and should provide us with more than enough nutrients to remain healthy and active. Unfortunately, in today's busy world, people often do not eat well for the body to get the right nutrients it requires, and as a substitute, they go in for a daily vitamin supplement. The health news team was at a pharmacy in the capital city, Accra, and as we went through some of the vitamin dietary supplements, there were striking inscriptions like zinc to help maintain normal hair, nails, and skin, effective 1-a-day formula for during and after the menopause, health and vitality in your 50s, 60s, and beyond. Some catchy inscriptions for special vitamin dietary supplements for men were 100% whey fuel, lean muscle, energy performance and recovery dietary supplements, and the muscle builder. We found out that these words are often what consumers look out for to buy these vitamin dietary supplements. So we asked the pharmacist, Vera Usufojo, whether the patrons of these supplements do so on the account of the advice of medical practitioners.
Yes, we tend to ask a lot of questions as professionals because we'd like to know why you need to take these vitamins. There are general supplements, like you mentioned, World Woman. It's got a lot of vitamins in right proportions that the body requires. There's not an excess of a particular one in the complex. So it's a general vitamin that if you are convalescing, if you are sick for a period of time or your immune system has gone down, you may be advised to take on these supplements.
Each of these formulas contain different amounts of necessary nutrients vitamins and minerals specific to the consumer's needs. According to Rebecca Opareje, who is also a pharmacist, when taking daily vitamin supplements, it is important to read the supplement's facts or the leaflet attached to the product which contains the dosage.
Because of the nature of the work that we are doing, we develop a lot of stress, and the stress, you don't know what to do. But the moment you take some of the vitamins, it helps you to gain your energy and your immune system back. If you examine your body carefully, you notice that I need this particular vitamins to help my body. Folic acid alone can even solve a lot of problems in your body. You have to continue use the vitamins maximum 3 months. When you take the 1 month, you will not see any improvement. So you have to take it for 3 months.
Health experts say, although vitamins do not make up for an unhealthy diet, a general vitamin supplement can be a good safeguard against periodic vitamin shortfalls in your diet. However, taking in the right amount is necessary, since uncontrolled intake of products considered to be safe may bring about opposite results.
Hello, good evening. Time for the art segment. My name is Valerie Damso. Kente is associated with royalty. The cloth is deeply intertwined with the history of the Ashantis. Designs vary and so do the colors. According to legend, 2 farmers from the village of Bonre came across a spider, Anansi, spinning a web. Amazed by the web's beauty, the farmers returned to their homes eager to try and recreate the web. They wove a cloth first from white and then black, and then white fibers from a raffia tree. The kente associated with Ashanti royalty was made of silk. GBC24 has this story based on interaction with textile designers and craftsmen at the Art Center here in Accra.
Similar to many other kinds of West African weaving in its basic design, kente is unique in its intricacy and perfection, as well as the wide variety of colors used in the patterns.
This cloth is called Abusiayedu, and this is a Junasa. A Junasa because the patterns are a mixture of colors, just like the Ghanaian flag.
Here it's a Ghana flag.
What is perhaps most unique and most important are the proverbs and stories attached to the designs. Today, the emphasis of symbolism remains, although the materials of the cloth and its uses have evolved. Kente is now used to make clothes. The cloth has become particularly popular among tourists and young people who often buy kente-inspired bags and shoes. From the ancient of Ashanti to the Pan-African spread of tradition to modern-day interpretations and use of cultural heritage, the kente cloth is both symbolic and representative of the history of the Ashantis. The origins, evolution, and spread of this unique cultural heritage helps to better understand a people and their history.
We'll now bring you some tidbits. That's all in this segment. Have a good evening.
It's a wrap on the news for now. Thank you so much for watching.
We'll be back again at 10:30 with News Tonight. Good evening.
Good evening.